question that has always haunted the minds of many One Piece fans: who is Luffy's mother? Has she already been shown? Will she appear in the future? Will she be important to the story? Maybe the time has come to answer all these questions, because maybe we've found her. In chapter 1156, Oda gave special attention to the Kuja pirates. He even said in this chapter, they were so important in the old era that not mentioning them would be unthinkable. And it's precisely in this chapter that a certain character is finally shown in the manga, being officially canonized after having been previously mentioned in the SBS. We're talking about a former Snake Empress of Amazon Lily, Tritoma. Where had we seen Tritoma before? In the SBS of volume 109 of One Piece. In that SBS, in addition to introducing her, Oda clarified a bit of the timeline of the Snake Empresses, starting with Gloriosa and leading up to the current era with Boa Hancock. Starting with Gloriosa, who in this chapter is shown as the captain of the Kuja pirates, meaning that at that time she was the Snake Empress. We then had Shaki, followed by Tritoma, and finally Boa Hancock. We know that Gloriosa left Amazon Lily because she fell in love with a certain pirate. At the time that was first said, we didn't know who he was. In this chapter, we discover that this pirate was Gol D. Roger. Later, we also learn that Shaki abandoned Amazon Lily, and in this chapter we can sense a flirtation with Rayleigh, something we had actually known since the Sabaody arc. As for Tritoma, we know she died of the love sickness, the same fate that currently threatens Hancock if she continues being in love with Luffy. Since the release of the SBS from volume 109, fans began asking, could Tritoma be Luffy's mother? At the time, I think we had too few clues to reach that conclusion, but now, we have many more. Let's look at the evidence. 1. The aesthetic similarity is striking. In this chapter, we see Tritoma smiling while handing letters to Gloriosa. It's a smile that is almost identical to Luffy's classic smile. Same wide open mouth, same eyes, same round face. The expression is identical. And there's another small detail I noticed: the footwear. If we look at Gloriosa, Shaki, and Boa Hancock, they all wear high heels. The only one among the Snake Empresses who doesn't wear heels is Tritoma, and in this chapter, Oda clearly draws her feet with sandals. The same sandals that Luffy wears. Could be a small Easter egg. Second, Tritoma has a more simple beauty. Unlike the other three, Tritoma seems to have a more natural, plain Jane type of beauty. The others, Gloriosa, Shaki, and Hancock, are portrayed as near-perfect standards of beauty, in addition to being very vain. Tritoma breaks this pattern. 3. Luffy being sent to Amazon Lily. Another detail that can't be ignored. At Sabaody, when Kuma saved the Straw Hats from Kizaru, he sent Luffy directly to Amazon Lily. Knowing that Luffy is Dragon's son, could Kuma have sent him there because he knew his mother had once lived there? It's a possibility. Now let's try to understand whether it's even possible that Tritoma is Luffy's mother. Let's explore the Kuja culture, as explained in chapter 515 of the manga, when Oda first introduces Amazon Lily, the island of women. The Kuja pirates live in Amazon Lily, an island inhabited only by women. From time to time, some of them leave the island to reproduce and return pregnant. They do this because men are not allowed on the island. However, when they return, they mysteriously only give birth to daughters. At least that's what the narrator tells us. So, would that exclude the possibility of Tritoma being the mother of a boy, like Luffy? Not necessarily. Amazon Lily, with its warrior women, is clearly inspired by the mythical Amazons. That's why some fans believe that, like the myth, Kuja may kill male children at birth. But I completely reject that idea. It's way too dark for One Piece. It's fine to take inspiration from myth, but Oda never copies his inspirations literally. It's always a loose inspiration, so we shouldn't assume that everything that applies to mythological Amazons also applies to the Kuja. My theory: the Kuja only give birth to daughters if the birth takes place in Amazon Lily. I strongly believe that there is some specific environmental feature on the island that genetically alters the Kuja's bodies to only produce female children. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. We've already seen the prehistoric island Little Garden, where there are still dinosaurs. We've seen Elbaf, where everything is mysteriously gigantic. So why wouldn't there be an island where only female births are possible? In biology, the fetus's sex isn't determined right at conception. During pregnancy, there's a moment when the fetus decides, so to speak, whether it will become male or female. So it's not absurd to think that some environmental factor could influence this process. What does this suggest? That Tritoma may have given birth to Luffy outside of Amazon Lily, and since he was a boy, he couldn't be taken back to the island since men are forbidden there. Thus, Tritoma would have returned alone. Without the man she loved, Monkey D. Dragon, and without her son. And that's why she ended up dying of love sickness, as we were told in the SBS of Volume 109. Does this fit the established pattern? Absolutely. Gloriosa fell in love with the future Pirate King, Goldie Roger. Shaki has a platonic love for Rayleigh, Roger's right-hand man. Tritoma may have fallen for Monkey D. Dragon, leader of the Revolutionary Army. Boa Hancock is in love with Luffy, the future Pirate King. In other words, the Snake Empresses fall for great men, pirates, or otherwise globally wanted figures. It makes sense. What about Oda's supposed statements that deny this theory? Let's take a look. Some people say that in an SBS, Oda said he already drew Luffy's mother. The SBS in question is from Volume 44, where a fan asks about Luffy's parents, and Oda responds, "You'll be happy in the next volume." In Volume 45, we meet Garp, grandfather, and Dragon, father. But since the question was about parents in general, Oda didn't lie. He just didn't show the mother. Others claim that Oda said Luffy's mother appeared in the background as an unimportant character, but there is no credible source for that statement. There's also a supposed interview given by Oda to the American Shonen Jump in 2009, where he allegedly described Luffy's mother as a strict woman, rough-looking, and not pretty. That would make people think of Daden, who indeed was a sort of adoptive mother to Luffy. However, that interview is doubtful, as it was shared by websites known to spread fake news, so we can't trust it. Finally, in the SBS of Volume 78, Oda says that leaving the mother's arms is the true beginning of a person's adventure in One Piece. That suggests he doesn't find much interest in showing mothers, but that's just interpretation. Conclusion: there is no official statement from Oda saying that we've already seen Luffy's mother or that we'll never see her. And even if there were, Oda changes his mind all the time. He changed the origins of Luffy's fruit and gave Shanks a twin brother. Why couldn't he change his mind and reveal that Luffy's mother was a former Snake Empress? My personal answer is yes, Tritoma was Luffy's mother. Now I want to know what you think. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about the Amazon Lily theory? And could Tritoma really be Luffy's mother? That was today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and comment on the video. Then subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you won't miss the next videos. Take care and see you next time.